It has really been quite a long time. I'm really glad to be here once again. So, September 10th is Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day, and I'm here to share some tips on how to help others and also yourself because there's a lot going on worldwide actually. So, but we just want to help persons to keep sanity and to keep sane rather, and so that we can all be better. So, some weeks back, I was discussing with a friend in a part of a country in Asia, and he said over there, suicide is a norm. In fact, suicide is not even seen like it's one big deal. People would suggest it to you and say, see, if you're tired of life, you know what, just end it. In Nigeria here, there was a song last everybody go chop breakfast to the point that persons even see breakup like it's not really a big deal, but there are those persons that it's really a big deal. So I'm just going to give some few tips, emphasis on few tips on how to help other persons going through suicidal thoughts. So number one, please watch your words. Watch your words. It's okay to be angry, but let your words still be with kindness. You can be angry and not degrade anybody or downgrade anybody. You're angry and you're like, you're so stupid, you're the most daft person I've ever dealt with. Really? See, in as much as these persons are trained to respond, to have some level of emotional intelligence, that doesn't mean you should be very toxic or be very vulgar with your words. You can be angry and still make statements like, maybe you're getting like the urge is there to say something very, very negative. You could just go, really, I'm tempted to say things to you, but I won't. I don't know how you want to do it, but find a way to step up your game. If it means this, if you don't understand this, in fact, you could even give punishment. Punishment could be like, you know what, you're going to write an email for the next 2 weeks. You're going to do this. That's another way to help persons, not using very mean words to people. The next thing is try to connect with people's pain. Oh my God, this part. In Nigeria, I'm just going to be specific here because I'm Nigerian. So in Nigeria, we have people who make statements like, when after sharing, you hear things, is it what you're going through? If I tell you what I'm going through? And I'm like, really? See, fine, everybody's going through one thing or the other. And in our senses or in our minds is that your own problem is bigger than theirs. But forgetting the fact that everybody's threshold is different. Some people will tell you that this year probably they've had like 6 breakups. I don't know how they enter relationship, but let's just leave that one aside. And they're fine. But one person could have one breakup from one person, and this person within weeks starts losing weight. I know someone like that. She landed in the hospital because of a breakup. Would you now say, this is no breakup? Please understand that person's reactions to pain are different. So try to connect with your pain. You could make statements like, oh wow, I understand. Now you're really going through a lot. Thank you for sharing. You can have my shoulder to rest on. Rather than comparing, try to connect with people's pain. The next one is active listening. When you're listening to this person, especially those that are willing to share, mind you, there are a lot of persons that are suicidal, they are not going to share anything because they've had issues with persons they've trusted in the time past. So you could just be like, oh wow, make statement, oh sorry, I didn't get that. Do you mind coming back? Paying attention to whatever they are saying goes a long way. Do not be judgmental. It's very, very important. And please, when listening, another point is when listening, if you know and you have issues with protecting people's privacy and secrets, do well to refer them to somebody else. We have a lot of broken people just because it's not really like the issue per se, because they've trusted the wrong persons. When growing up, we had lots of issues like that where you would tell persons trusted that, oh, this is the issue I'm going through. And this person start telling other persons. If you have a problem with that your mouth cannot keep shut, please refer them to somebody else that can protect their privacy. Now, in the part of trying to get help for them, because obviously you need to get help for them, always ask, would you be okay if I refer you to somebody else? Don't just assume that, this person should know my power cannot carry things like this. You have to ask for their opinion, or what do you think about this, and allow them give their consent. It's very, very important, just to protect them. I know you want to get help for them, but please, consent is very, very important in getting help for them. All right, so the next one I'm going to suggest is pay attention. For the paying attention for the cases of people that don't come to you directly and say, oh, this is what I'm going through. You pay attention to their changes. And in one of my posts I made, I said it's important not to use direct confrontation. Just go to somebody and say, I noticed that you stopped really smiling. Don't do that. You could just indulge in a normal conversation and say, wow, I love your earrings. They look new. By the way, before you do that, you should really pay attention so that you don't say something. Or maybe probably you just say it out of the blue. Like, oh, it's an old earring. Oh, wow, it's beautiful. Thank you. I don't know why you're not smiling. Usually you smile more often. That's another beautiful way in trying to converse. And when this person says you are genuinely interested in them, emphasis, genuinely interested in them, they get comfortable with you and share. So just pay attention. If it's your children, if it's your, sometimes people are funny. They don't know that children has mental health. Children has mental health. At least they're humans. So it's important to understand that also changes your colleagues, your friends, your sisters, your parents. Very, very important. So always notice the changes and try to get them out of it. And lastly, follow up. It's not enough to just start off something and leave it halfway. Try to follow up from time to time. Nobody said you should be doing it every day. Depending on your pace, try to how are you doing? Hope you're fine. I hope you're sane. There are different ways to follow up just to make sure they're sane. I hope these few tips have been able to help in preventing suicide for people that are close to you, dear to you. If you've ever encountered something like this, maybe you have somebody come out of suicidal thoughts, or if somebody overcomes suicidal thoughts, please do well to share in the comment section. I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.